You know why you're here? You want the gangster shit.
Well, South Africa is on the World Mixed Martial Arts map, largely courtesy of the elite middleweight Dricus du Plessis. And he got a lot of respect from his peers after beating Robert Whittaker at UFC 290. You had to look far and wide for any of his fellow fighters to be picking du Plessis going into that fight. And not only did he beat Whittaker, he bludgeoned him and got him out of there by TKO in round 2. That laid the foundation for a title fight for Dricus du Plessis. This man is a physical force, hardened by his upbringing in South Africa. Excited to see what he can do with the opportunity tonight, DC. Dricus du Plessis, ready to make a statement in front of this capacity crowd here tonight. Here he is with much fanfare. I'm going to stand up for this one. The baddest mother effer on the planet right now. He has the belt to prove it. He can strike, he can grapple, he can entertain the masses, and this distinction is certainly not lost on his contemporaries. They know what it means to be the BMF champion, and they also know the significance of putting that belt on the line. Only a few select individuals have fought for this distinction. We'll see if he can remain the BMF champion tonight. So the tension is palpable. Both fighters have graced the octagon, ready to go here at the famed Honda Center in the Big A, Anaheim, California. Our tail of the tape for this middleweight fight. All right, now for your main event introductions, the one, the only, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. For the undisputed UFC BMF Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Dricus du Plessis. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC BMF champion of the world, Chris Heiner.
Herb Dean, third party in the octagon tonight. All right, here we go. The outset of round one. More often than not in MMA, you eventually meet your match tonight. He's trying to extend his winning streak and set the record for most consecutive wins in UFC history.
John, his ability to just win fights has been truly phenomenal to watch. Now he finds himself in very rare air next to guys like Jon Jones, Anderson Silva, guys that did not lose. Tonight, he has a chance to set the record for most wins to start a UFC career.
Man, that was a nasty uppercut there. Takedown defense is there. Straight right hand, no good. Du Plessis always shelled up defensively. Great arsenal of attacks, especially when it comes to his kicks.
Yeah, he does a really good job of mixing up his stance, keeping his hands high, and being a hard target to find when you're octagon with him.
All right, early round one action, and sometimes at the highest levels, this is the way it plays out, a little bit of a feeling out process.
Well, yeah, because you got to be very calculated whenever you're fighting someone that matches you at every step.
He's had a huge strike right there. I'm not sure how many more of these his opponent can take.
Massive shot that he landed. Great job.
Oh, he's not going out that easy, champ. Responds with a strike of his own in kind.
That's what we love to see. We love to see a guy that when he gets hurt, he doesn't shell up. He keeps trying to fight.
Well, doesn't get the finish, but he rocked his opponent early, and not a lot of pundits saw that coming.
Yeah, you know, he didn't want to stand and bang, but he's got to have some confidence after doing that, knowing that he has a disadvantage in the striking.
Du Plessis gets flipped here, but man, not cleanly, was able to move enough to allow that strike to roll right off. Just over 2 minutes now to go. Du Plessis bleeding from the mouth now, a cut there on his lip. That doesn't look like fun. Big shot. Well, it took a while, but finally feels like we're getting that flow state, and maybe the tide's going to turn.
You know, when you're fighting, you can't start to give up on yourself when things start to shift. So, man.
Well, I'm not sure his zone could be any bigger tonight. He is landing at will. Everything he throws seems to connect.
Johnny is shooting a basketball into a swimming pool. The way that this guy is throwing his punches, the way that he is moving, his vision, everything is on point tonight. It's going to be very difficult to beat.
Horn sounds for the end of round one. Take a seat, buddy. All right, so the fighter heads back to the stool, and man, that is a severe cut that he's dealing with. We'll see if they call in the ringside physician. All right, let us re-rack some replays of the damage done in that round, see if we can isolate the strike that caused the cut.
Yeah, a nasty cut opens up when he lands there. It's a beautiful shot that gets to the target. He has not been responsible defensively, and he's really paying for it because now he's dealing with that nasty cut.
You ready to fight? You ready?
Round two is underway. Well, not much of a setup there. Misses with the left hook. Oh! Oh, big elbow. Man, he's still fighting back. Oh, right hook attempt. No good. Well, this fight's been pretty crazy thus far. Both guys doling out a lot of damage, and neither seems too bothered by it. Oh!
What a fight. Both of these guys are trying to finish.
his feet.
Oh, this is the craziest fight.
Carter's eye now a factor in this fight. Looks as though it has been cut open.
He hasn't moved his head well. He was taking shots too clean, and now a cut has opened up.
Under 3 minutes now to go. Back to his feet. And they separate. All right, well, that's what it is right there. He was flowing, and then you need a strike like that to get him off his game.
But that's exactly why we love MMA. Anything can happen at any moment, and you just saw it on full display there.
Well, this has been crazy. He has taken his striking to the next level. Almost had the finish multiple times. We'll see if he can get it.
That's the only thing missing, man. You gotta finish this fight. You have now shown that you are a high-level striker. Show that you can finish fights using that striking now.
And there's that signature cross from Dricus du Plessis. He can do it all, but that's one of his best weapons.
Yeah, DDP's on fire tonight. You can see him finding that right hand over and over again.
Under a minute now to go in the round. Man. By the spinning back fist. Back to his feet. That's it.
Oh, my goodness.
Chris
It's over.
Carter, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, my goodness.
Bruce Buffer now with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 17 seconds of round number 2. Declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC BMF champion of the world, Chris Carter.
All right, so that'll do it. A lot of you will remember acutely where you were on this night when he set the record for the longest winning streak in UFC history.
It's hard to break records like this, John. There are so many great fighters in the UFC. This is a testament to his hard work, determination, and commitment to...
Better put some respect on my name now.
Joe Pyfer, be Joe Pyfer, as they say. See Joe Pyfer right there, getting ready to make the walk. You do not want to get hit by Joe Pyfer.
Oh, you do not want to get hit by this dude. He hits like a Mack truck. Big, strong, powerful, sure and confident. Joe Pyfer is what you're looking for when you talk about exciting fighters. Joe Pyfer has beat some really elite-level guys already in his UFC career. Joe Pyfer needs to win this to really propel himself into the elite of this division. He believes he can. Let's see if Joe Pyfer's actions can match his words.
All right, so the path to UFC middleweight gold and glory continues to go through this man. And without speaking hyperbolically, I do believe this man looks like he could reign for some time.
You know, when you think about middleweight, you think about some great champions, Anderson Silva and Israel Adesanya. This man can be viewed in the same regard because he has ruled the top of the division for a really long time. He's ruled it with an iron fist. He is just so good in this role. He is everything you want in a UFC champion.
And he's fighting in his natural weight class. A lot of people wondered aloud if maybe he could become a 2-division champion, go down to 70. He don't want to hear that noise. He's looking to pluck off another middleweight title challenger in yet another big spot here tonight. Well, so much UFC history has played out here at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Plenty more where that came from tonight. The athletes are ready to go. All right, now our tale of the tape for this middleweight championship fight. To get us started with the official introductions, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC middleweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Joe Body Bag Parker. And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner. Ladies and gentlemen, the reigning, defending UFC middleweight champion, Chris Hyder.
Third-party Mark Cotto will handle the action for this one. All right, here we go. UFC middleweight championship fight. This should be good. All right, if you're the wrestler, you just ate a big uppercut. Can't get reckless with your takedown attempts here, but certainly on the wrong side of the striking situation here early.
Well, you can't reach. You can't reach and you can't get desperate. You got to take
Oh, my goodness. I can still get my notes together. A huge early connection there.
It's about the punch, but it's also about the setup. That was a beautiful setup that allowed him to land that strike. He's firing back now. It doesn't matter if he's hurt.
Strong hook lands. Oh, man, he is hurt. I'm not sure the extent to which he's concussed, but might need to switch things up.
John, I always say don't panic wrestle, but I believe a takedown may be the only thing that will save him out there. Oh, my goodness. This is such a crazy fight. They're going at it here. Huge shots landing on both sides.
Under 3 minutes now to go in what has been a very fast-paced opening round here. Oh! Knocked down by the spinning back fist. Man, the fans are enjoying this early engagement, but we got a long fight.
Long fight. These dudes are setting a crazy pace. I wonder how long they can keep this up.
Perhaps opened up a cut. Yeah, he's bleeding now.
Yeah, open up a cut. It's not bad, right? It's not a bad cut. We got to keep an eye on it.
Oh, champ, that's a powerful lead hook. A lot of mustard on that strike.
I mean, it's kind of crazy that he is able to get that type of damage.
Oh, is that going to do it? Yes, that is it, and still! Chris Will Mac Carter remains the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world.
This guy is amazing, John. Time and time again, he puts his skills on display. What a beast the champion is.
All right, to make this title fight official, here's Bruce.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mark Goddard has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 35 seconds in the very first round, declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Chris Harder.
So a lot of people thought the #1 contender was going to get it done tonight. Not the case, and still UFC middleweight champion of the world. And I think he wants to slow all of that roll when it comes to somebody taking his title.
Yeah, absolutely. This guy has desires to be a long-reigning champion. A champion that held onto the belt like the great Anderson Silva did before him. This guy looks to have all the tools to be a long-reigning UFC champion.
Well, this man has been there before, and he certainly looks like it. The #1 middleweight contender back in a championship setting, and we've talked about this a lot, but he made himself undeniable with this run back to contention. Now he tries to wrest away the gold.
That's not easy, John. It's not easy to make your way back because you have been there before, and maybe it didn't work out for you, but to stay positive, to have that steel trap of a mind that allows for you to rebuild yourself, makes you know when you do get back, you have a greater appreciation for the opportunity. Tonight he said he intends to finally cash in.
There are a lot of high-level guys at 185 pounds, a lot of contenders waiting in the wings. This challenger knows he has to maximize this opportunity in front of him tonight. Here he is, folks. You know who he is, the undisputed UFC middleweight champion. This man has run roughshod through one of the deepest divisions in the UFC, and he is showing no signs of slowing down.
He ain't slowing down, John. He loves the ability to call himself the champ. A smile is on his face every time somebody goes, "Hey, champ, how you doing?" The guy lives for it. He lives for the adulation. He lives for the applause. He lives for the ability to stay in the spotlight. He will fight to defend his title as if his life depended on it.
Huge training camp for him. He feels like he has leveled up in a lot of disciplines of mixed martial arts. And man, if he presents an even better version, scary proposition for the challenger. For this middleweight championship fight. All right, now for the particulars, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC middleweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Golden. And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Chris Hyder.
Third party in the octagon, Mark Goddard, will handle the action in this one. So here he is, the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC champion, and what a fight it was for him his last time out, winning the belt by vicious knockout. We're expecting massive pay-per-view buys here.
Oh, he hurt him already. Oh. He keeps trying to punch with him when he should be grabbing him.
All right, so got to be an encouraging sign to hurt him to that extent. I'm not sure his opponent saw his coming.
Well, he didn't finish him, but he did hurt him very, very bad. It showed him that he can hurt him, but he's got to be very careful. He still isn't the better striker, even though he landed the bigger punch.
Big overhand right. Oh, spinning back fist out of nowhere. Oh, slipping out of range beautifully. Nice footwork.
I mean, the footwork's on point. The shoulders are moving. The head's moving. Never on the center line. He is fighting a beautiful defensive fight tonight.
Now some spacing as they exit the clinch. Single leg takedown is good. Oh, and he escapes up to his feet. Very nice.
Oh, nice right hand by the champ, yeah.
Oh, bad spot for that cut right on the lip. Broke him open.
That was beautiful. Great setup, great precision, and now he has the
Well, oh, shades of you against Dan Henderson back in the day. One-sided here as he continues to work towards that complete performance.
He's doing everything right, man. I don't know that this guy has ever looked better.
Pretty nice shot there, but kind of bounced right off.
Oh my goodness, he is beating him up. Bro, he's in the zone, right? Sometimes you're just in the zone.
There it is. The story remains the same, and still, yes, he did it. Your undisputed middleweight champion of the world.
Just absolutely amazing. that this guy would struggle. But now he has proven time and time again that he is the best in the world.
All right, to make this title fight official, here's Bruce.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mark Honors called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 15 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Chris Harder.
So off the record, you'd like the champion to get it done tonight, and that is how it played out, and still UFC middleweight champion. Congratulations are in order.
It makes you feel like you know what you're talking about, when in reality you don't. But this guy makes me feel like a professional because it's hard to bet against him. Congratulations once again, champ.
Too humble, champ. Just too humble.
And all the pussy that come with it. So full of focus, I'm insisting on keeping it going. The franchise, I exist in a league of my own. Expect attention, I'm familiar with being ignored. The true back, locking and closing the door. Brick wall in the road, I won't move. The king, I'm like Roy in the ring, I can't lose. Show the face of what compare to man. You wanna walk? Motherfucker ain't hard to find.
All right, so here's the former UFC middleweight champion, Sean Strickland. He has stepped up repeatedly for this promotion, DC, whether that means fighting Alex Pineda when he was the number 4 ranked contender or fighting Abus Magomedov on short notice. Sean Strickland's a company man, and now he tries to move closer to the title that he relinquished last year.
You know, Sean Strickland's one of those guys that really does have his eyes on the prize. He really is one of those guys that feels like he should be the world champion. He is so responsible defensively. His hands are always in the right place. His pressure is always apparent. Boy, Sean Strickland has shown time and time again that he's one of the best in the world. And John, I was surprised he became champ. Anyone close to Strickland will tell you they knew it was going to happen.
Right, even if you don't want to buy his t-shirt that says a woman in every kitchen, a gun in every hand, we still have to acknowledge the mixed martial arts athlete is one of the best in the world. All right, so the latest title defense arrives here and now for the UFC's undisputed middleweight champion. And prevailing wisdom is it's going to take a huge effort out of the challenger tonight to dethrone this dominant kid.
Absolutely. You do not beat this guy without being on your A game. And not even just your A game is going to get it done. You have got to overachieve in order to beat this guy. This guy is firmly entrenched as the best in the world. When you look at him, you know he's the best. From the way he carries himself, to the confidence, to the skill set. He's the champ. and he doesn't intend for that to change.
Seemed as though it was maybe a difficult weight cut or more difficult than once prior, but he didn't want to hear any of that noise in advance of this latest middleweight championship title defense. With that, the wait ends here. Both fighters have graced the octagon, and we are raring to go from a sold-out Etihad Arena here in Abu Dhabi, UAE. Or tell the tape for this middleweight championship fight. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. For the undisputed UFC Middleweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Sean Strickland. And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, presenting defending UFC undisputed middleweight champion of the world, Chris Hyder.
And there's Herb Dean. He will handle the action inside the octagon.
Good.
All right, folks, here we go. Championship stakes as we get underway in round one. What a statement from him last time out. Successful defense, courtesy of a knockout. Obviously, the press and the media all paying attention. Now we'll see what he can produce for an auction. Oh, nice right cross from Strickland. He is far more heavy-handed than people realize.
People don't want to give him credit for his high-level boxing. Sean Strickland fights in that Philly shell, but when he sees an opportunity, he drops that right hand on you, and he can put you down.
Defensively responsible, Sean Strickland, as usual, with that right guard high, champ.
Yeah, right hand where it needs to be, left hand's down, but he's constantly kind of showing you his shoulders, fighting you in that Philly shell type of stance.
Both fighters hanging down in the pocket and both landing. Both guys just so cool and collected. If you've never been to a UFC live event, there is an indescribable tension when there is a belt on the line. Strickland's bleeding from the mouth, Daniel. Looks as though there's a cut on his lip. Thankfully, he's a lot tougher than I am. Trying to land the elbow there to no avail. Strickland's pretty swollen now in that jaw area. It doesn't appear to be affecting him all that much, but he's absorbed a lot of strikes to the head. Got to figure out a way to raise the guard and be more defensively sound. Man, these guys have some chins on them. Huge shots being landed on both sides. Oh my goodness, the shots you don't see coming.
Johnny. You got to find a way to kind of go forward, earn some respect, let your opponent know that if he keeps walking you down, doesn't matter how much you tuck your chin, you're going to get cracked.
Nice job mixing the strikes there. I bet he orders a combo meal when he goes fast food.
Every single time, John, and pressing forward. He's not waiting in line. It better be empty, or this guy's going to drive right through you. He's got a beautiful peekaboo style. Oh, right on the money.
Final seconds of round one.
Ready to fight? Ready.
Round 2 underway. All right, so as this next round gets underway, hopefully the good action we saw in the last round will continue. Both fighters certainly had their ups and downs. Both got the offense going. But now we'll see if one fighter or the other can really take control of what has been a very close fight thus far. 1-2 there by Strickland. Well, we see a power strike there. He could be in trouble.
He's in trouble. He's hurt bad. He doesn't know Thanksgiving. Dude's hurt. Serve him up. Go get him. Knock him out. The fight's done. Oh, big stick up top. That's another one. Even if he's hurt, he will still fight back.
Good warm-up because they have found their rhythm immediately.
I mean, both of them, back and forth action. Both fighters trying to enforce their will. Neither one of them getting to do it. One gets momentum, the other comes charging back and it sways in the opposite direction.
And still, yes, he did it! Your undisputed middleweight champion of the world!
I mean, amazing, Jon Anik, that this guy continues to defend this championship. It's going to be very difficult to get the belt off this man. Congratulations to the champion.
All right, to make this title fight official, here's Bruce.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 29 seconds of round number 2. Declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Chris Heiner.
So you just heard it there from Bruce Buffer, and still UFC middleweight champion. He had some doubters coming in. I would imagine he muted most of that noise with this effort.
A record on repeat is what happens when this guy fights. Yeah. Every time people say he's not going to be able to get this guy, but over and over he does it and remains the champion. Congratulations, champ.
a native Louisianan, you got to respect Brendan Allen. You got to respect Brendan Allen's approach to the game, right? He is his own man. He's not afraid to turn back the naysayers, and he's come up large in a lot of big spots.
Let me tell you something about B.A., man. B.A. is a different dude. He's a great striker, really good athlete, and just flat out Louisiana tough. He's a dog, like a Louisiana swamp dog. Gets in there, goes face forward, and tries to make you engage him in an actual fight. Brendan Allen, though, for all those things, has shown time and time again, he can compete with the best in the world. Let's see if he can do that again tonight.
Just needs to change his nickname from All In to the Louisiana Swamp Dog. That's your new nickname, B.A. Hope you're playing. All right, so the path to UFC middleweight gold and glory continues to go through this man. And without speaking hyperbolically, I do believe this man looks like he could reign for some time.
You know, when you think about middleweight, you think about some great champions, Anderson Silva and Israel Adesanya. This man can be viewed in the same regard because he has ruled atop the division for a really long time. He's ruled it with an iron fist. He is just so good in this role. He is everything you want in a UFC champion.
And he's fighting in his natural weight class. A lot of people wondered aloud if maybe he could become a 2-division champion, go down to 70. He don't want to hear that noise. He's looking to pluck off another middleweight title challenger in yet another big spot here tonight. Well, it is the venue in which every UFC athlete hopes to one day compete, and we are now ready to go from Madison Square Garden here in New York City. Our tale of the tape for this middleweight championship fight. All right, now to get us started, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Middleweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Brendan All In Allen. And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner. Ladies and gentlemen, the reigning, defending UFC middleweight champion, Chris Hyder.
Mark Goddard, our referee for this one, as good as any man or woman in the business. All right, round 1 of the title fight is underway. Going to be hard to duplicate what he did his last time out, successfully defending the belt emphatically with a knockout. Must have been a good warm-up in the back.
I mean, he walked right into that one, John. A huge test, especially when it's this early in the fight.
Brendan Allen goes in for the takedown now, and he's able to get it. So a nice entry and a wise move, given how the things were playing out on the feet. Carter gets up now. Nice work to get out of there. Not every day you see him in a submissive position on the ground. Nice right cross from Brendan Allen. Everything with authority, everything with conviction. Grappling, striking, beautifully done there by B.A. You can see that Kill Cliff FC Henry Hoof style when Brendan Allen's on the feet and on the ground. Very capable there.
Yeah, he's very good on the ground, but his striking has now gotten to a point where he can compete with anyone. Always in motion, shoulders always moving, and very confident when he decides that he's ready to go. Now some separation from his clinch position.
Man, I'm not sure he knows where he is. He got absolutely loaded with the check hook.
He got excited, and he paid for it. He got hit with that nasty check hook.
Oh, he fires back now. Well, you must laud the durability on the other side, but at this point, you just gotta press the issue, find the kill shot, and get him out of there.
Yeah, he's got to pour it on. I mean, his opponent's been hurt multiple times, and honestly, he has no answer.
Allen's eye does not look the way it did when he walked out here tonight. It looks like he's been cut.
It's never good to get cut, but right now it's a small one. You don't have to worry about it, but you got to protect it.
All right, so good news, bad news. Good news, he's still upright. Bad news, I'm not sure he has his legs about him.
Oh, it looks like he's still hurt, John. You got to try to find a way to clear those cobwebs. You got to find some safety inside the
Well, this is some of the best action we've seen in a while, unless you like defense. Both
tough, both durable, both unwilling to take a step back. What a phenomenal fight. This fight is crazy.
seconds winding down in the opening round. All right, round one is done. Round two coming up. Wow, what a round it was. There's the horn. 2 knockdowns. Certainly a 10-8 is plausible. We'll see if his opponent can make some adjustments here. It's going to be tough.
J.A., I thought it was over.
Yes.
I thought it was over. I was yelling, it's over, it's over. After the first knockdown, dude gets up and gets knocked down again. He understands now.
You okay? You good? Okay,
All right, let's get to round two. There's the leg kick. That one checked by Carter. Nice job by the defensive fighter there. You know, as an athlete, you got to protect what's most important to you. That's your head. Oh! Knocked down by the spinning back fist. All right, so the referee steps in and motions the fighter back up.
Let's go.
BA is going to let his opponent stand up here. Wise choice.
Let's go.
Well, you don't blame him for continuing to badger that cut. Things are getting bloody, champ.
Yeah, you got to be careful now because as it bleeds, you got to worry about the blood going into the eye. Now it's time to start being on high alert.
Oh, nice slip there. Great head movement overall by this guy defensively tonight.
He does a great job of moving his head side to side and really mixing up the motion at which he moves.
Great technique on the overhand. Now he's hurt.
That's one of those shots that if you take one of them, if you get the night, that one landed right on the spot.
Under 3 minutes now to go in the round. Allen. Back to the feet. All right, so the referee has called a halt to the action here, likely to have the doctor come in and look at the swelling around that eye. Not good, DC.
You cannot allow these fighters to dictate and determine whether or not they can go. When you have this type of swelling, you got to take a close look to see if the guy can compete.
I think they're going to stop this fight. I stand corrected. Doctor's going to allow them to continue, but he's going to have to go for it, I would think.
Yeah, he will. He's going to have to make some adjustments. And also, he's going to have to lay it all out on the line. He cannot stay back and get picked apart as he has to this point.
Just like that, that will do it, and still! Yes, he did it! Your undisputed middleweight champion of the world!
To watch a man come from where this guy started and become the world champion, but not only become the world champion, to remain the world champion is truly inspiring. What a performance by the champ.
All right, to make this title fight official, here's Bruce.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mark Goddard has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 30 seconds of round number 2. Declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Chris Hyder.
All right, so there he is, the still UFC middleweight champion of the world. He has retained this title at 185 pounds for some time and showing no signs of slowing down this year.
This is a weight that hasn't had many middleweight champions. Anderson Silva reigned for so long that every time a guy gets his hands on the belt, they're going to hold on to it for dear life. And tonight,
I remember being on the Australian Gold Coast in 2012, calling Robert Whittaker's UFC debut against Brad Scott. Won the Ultimate Fighter smashes that night. We knew we had something special on our hands. Perhaps we didn't realize we had maybe the most beloved fighter in Australian MMA history, the former champ Robert Whittaker.
and the guy that says yes to everything, right? We saw him fight Dricus du Plessis, but Dricus needed a big fight. Didn't work out his way. So what does he do? He doubles down on it and takes on Al Askarov, another young fighter that needs a chance, but this time he knocks him out. Robert Whittaker has time and time again proven that he will take the toughest challenge every single time. And why wouldn't you when you possess this type of skill? He's A+ in every skill needed to fight inside the octagon.
Robert Whittaker enters the octagon with his mind set on one thing tonight, that UFC championship belt. All right, here he is, folks. You know who he is, the undisputed UFC middleweight champion. This man has run roughshod through one of the deepest divisions in the UFC, and he is showing no signs of slowing down.
He ain't slowing down, John. He loves the ability to call himself the champ. A smile is on his face every time somebody goes, "Hey, champ, how you doing?" The guy lives for it. He lives for the adulation. He lives for the applause. He lives for the ability to stay in the spotlight. He will fight to defend his title as if his life depended on it.
Huge training camp for him. He feels like he has leveled up in a lot of disciplines of mixed martial arts. And, man, if he presents an even better version, scary proposition for the challenger. Man, what a crazy atmosphere inside Giannissi Arena here in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil tonight. The athletes are ready to go. Let us now see who will have the upper hand. All right, now our tale of the tape for this middleweight championship fight. All right, now for your main event introductions, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC middleweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Robert the Reaper Whittaker. And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Chris Harder.
Herb Dean, our referee for this one.
Ready.
All right, here we go. The start of round 1, and will one of the most dominant reigns in UFC history continue tonight? He tries to clinch the record for the most successive title defenses.
What's most impressive is that he's getting the best version of everyone that steps into the octagon with him. And all he does is win. He wears that belt like a badge of honor. And tonight, he looks to defend it once again.
Well, on paper, where fights are not contested, he is at a huge disadvantage in the wrestling department. But the fighter meeting, he was all confident that he'd be able to stop the shots.
And if he is to do that, he's got to stay locked in. Because if he slips up one shot, he'll end up flat on his back. And every time he's flat on his back, he's losing. He's not as good there. He's got to stay up.
Man, he kind of looked... massive connection.
I mean, that was beautiful. Great job setting it up, getting the punch to the target, and hurting your opponent very early in the fight. How many times can he just explode before he starts to fatigue himself? Because every time he goes, it's a massive explosion.
Whittaker, a threat really in all realms of mixed martial arts, but in that sort of traditional striking stance early.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job of really establishing himself and establishing his style inside the octagon, constantly moving on the balls of his feet, ready to explode at any time.
Well, the story in this round, body kicks, and there's another one. It has not taken him long to find that proverbial flow state here tonight, mixing up his tempo beautifully on the field. Carter's starting to feel it here early round 1, taking immediate control of the fight. So we'll see if he can keep this going, but as far as starts go, he could not have gotten off to a better one tonight.
I mean, you dream of these types of nights. You dream of it all working. Right now, this man is in the flow.
Man, and we'd be remiss if we did not mention that pinpoint left hand that landed a moment ago. Stuffs the takedown, no problem.
Back and forth we go. These two guys are trading huge shots. This is a crazy high pace.
Round 1 winding down here. Carter's cheek looks like it's cut here, starting to bleed a little bit now. 5 minutes in the books. All right, so the round is over, but not before damage was done. Cut on the cheek, sustained in that round. Cut man in there quickly as usual to try to seal it up. All right, so there's the horn signifying the end of the round. We had a knockdown there, but not a knockout.
No, it wasn't a knockout, but you can't take those shots. That big punch landed, and it sat him down.
You ready to fight? Ready.
All right, round 2. Landed that overhand right flush.
Another strike to the head land.
Man. All right, DC, perhaps this will be the round in which the wrestler actually goes for a takedown. He's not even feinting shots thus far.
It's crazy because the takedown set up the striking. He is limiting himself in his approach because he's not using a skill that he's become known for. Leg kick. This dude better keep his hands up, John.
Oh, trying to hold his own here. Nice feint with a right punch there by Robert Whitaker. All right, so the strike lands, but how about the short check? I think his eyes might have crossed.
His eyes crossed, they rolled back in his head. This dude is hurt.
Big left hand there.
Oh, both of them are landing massive shots. Oh, nice jab.
So pretty good recovery by the opponent after getting stunned pretty good. Got to capitalize on those opportunities.
I mean, you can't waste these opportunities. You don't get them as often as you'd like. So when you get a guy hurt, you got to find a way to finish the fight.
Oh, he gets backed up, but barely. Look how wobbly he is. 1 minute to go in the round. Carter gets up now, back on the feet, where he resides. Looked like he maybe was in a submissive state on the ground, but worked hard to get back to his feet.
There it is. He's cut. Give me the elbow.
Final seconds. Oh! And there it is! Chris Lou Mac Carter. Welcome to the history books! All right, to make this title fight official, here's Bruce.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Deans called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 50 seconds of round number 2. Declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC
ご視聴ありがとうございました。おやすみなさい。良い夢を。コハイフンコ。
Fighter!
All right, we got to get on out of here, but thanks to everybody for witnessing history with us here tonight. You are looking at now the all-time leader in terms of most consecutive title defenses in UFC history.